welcome to India Election Watch, the only show that gets you all the election news and to-the-point analysis without the jargon and punditry. We believe elections are about clear choices and election shows should reflect that clarity. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. Let's bring you up to speed with what happened today. Few cases are as political as this one. Robert Vadra, the son-in-law of the Congress party's first family, a businessman caught in a scam. The political implications are immense. Interestingly, the old case is back in focus. It's a money laundering case. The Enforcement Directorate of India has sought custodial interrogation of Robert Vadra, meaning detention. Right now, Mr. Vadra is on anticipatory bail. A Delhi court has extended it till the 25th of March. The court has asked Mr. Vadra to participate in the investigation. The ED says he was not cooperating, so they must take him into custody. Special Judge Arvind Kumar has granted relief to Mr. Vadra, brother-in-law of Congress President Rahul Gandhi. It's a case of money laundering, as I said, while buying a property in London. Investigators say that they have fresh information. There are various new properties in London which allegedly belong to Mr. Vadra. This includes 2 houses of £5 and £4 million each, 6 other flats, and then some more properties. The case is on. You'll hear a lot more about it in the days ahead. Watch this space. Meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi made a big announcement today with just 22 days to go for the election for the first phase. The Congress president has sharpened his attack, and today's target was the BJP's economic policies. Rahul Gandhi was in Itanagar, the capital of Arunachal Pradesh, and he said that he will scrap the GST, the Gabbar Singh tax as he calls it, if his party came to power.
5 अलग-अलग टैक्स आज तक वो तो है, आज तक किसी को नहीं मालूम ये गब्बर सिंह टैक्स क्या है, कैसे भरा जाता है, क्या करना है। तो हमने निर्णय लिया है 2019 में जैसे ही हमारी सरकार बनेगी, गब्बर सिंह टैक्स को हटा के हम आपको जीएसटी दे देंगे। एक जीएसटी, साधारण जीएसटी, कम से कम टैक्स।
It's Rahul Gandhi's favorite punching bag, the GST. Remember what he did in 2017 during the Gujarat Assembly election? Rahul Gandhi tried to whip up the GST as a major election issue. So has he said that he'll do away with GST? Yes and no. He has promised to scrap what he calls the Gabbar Singh tax. He's talking about simplifying the GST, the goods and services tax. He's promising a single tax rate, one rate. At the moment, the GST operates on 5 tax slabs. Is it even possible to bring it down to 1? The BJP has dismissed the idea. The Finance Minister of India, Arun Jaitley, has been particularly critical of Rahul Gandhi. Back in December, he'd called it a stupid idea. In a tweet, he said, and I'm quoting, "A single slab GST argued by the Congress president is indeed a stupid idea. Luxury and sin items cannot be taxed at the same rate as the common man's item." Interestingly, the Congress claims ownership for the goods and services tax. It was their idea, but they could never implement it. Critics say the UPA lacked the political will to get the bill passed when they were in government. The GST came into effect on the 1st of July 2017, an achievement that the BJP will not shy away from showing off in this election season. But what's happening with the Grand Alliance? In one word, nothing. The Congress has not been able to break the deadlock. As things stand today, the Congress party will contest 354 Lok Sabha seats spread across 23 states alone. Blame the last assembly elections. After victory in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, the Congress is not willing to give up seats. It wants an equal seat-sharing formula, and that is something that's not acceptable to the regional players. The Congress has failed to secure any alliance in 2 of the biggest states of India. The SP-BSP combined have ruled out an alliance in Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee wants to fight the elections alone. So in both these cases, the Congress is now at the number 3 spot. That's not all. The Congress has failed to make any headway in Maharashtra and Bihar either. In Maharashtra, the Congress and the NCP have announced that they will contest the polls together. But there is no agreement yet on seat sharing. The story remains the same in Bihar. The announcement of the Congress-RJD alliance has been delayed. The Congress is demanding more seats in Bihar, but Lalu Prasad Yadav's party is not willing to give up more than 8 seats. On the other side, the BJP seems to be doing a much better job of securing alliances, especially in key battleground states. In Bihar, for instance, the BJP has secured an alliance with the JDU. In Tamil Nadu, the ruling AIDMK, and in Maharashtra with the Shiv Sena. The BJP can now count on the support of 18 parties in this election so far. Manifestos once used to be a major thing to look forward to. They were a blueprint of a party's policies. Not anymore. Now manifestos read like a fantastical list where parties promise the sky. It happened in Tamil Nadu today. The two heavyweights in that state, the DMK and the AIDMK, released their manifestos. Let's start with the AIDMK. What do they promise? A national level poverty eradication scheme. 1,500 rupees for every family below poverty line. No word on the fiscal cost of such a scheme. Where is the money coming from? Other promises included water management schemes, diverting water to drought-hit areas, the interlinking of rivers. Sounds good on paper, non-starter on the ground. What does interlinking of rivers do? It hurts forests, it creates land disputes. It's not a new promise, and do not be surprised if it's made again in the next election. There are other dangerous promises, like making education a state subject, exempting Tamil Nadu students from NEET, N-E-E-T, the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. It's a test for medical students. But this case has been decided by the apex court. How can a party make this promise now? Isn't this contempt of court, some say? Next is an emotional pitch. Investigation into the alleged war crimes against Tamils in Sri Lanka and releasing the 7 convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Again, it's something that the courts have rejected. Let's talk about the DMK now. Their manifesto was also released today. Lots of common points. Despite their rivalry for the last 52 years, their manifestos read like photocopies of each other. Listen to this. The DMK also wants to exempt Tamil students from a national entrance test. In fact, they want to abolish NEET all over the country. The DMK also wants to make education a state subject. They also want to release the killers of Rajiv Gandhi, and they also want to interlink rivers. So what are they fighting about if they're both offering the same things, the same spiel essentially? The DMK also wants to make Tamil Nadu an official language in central government offices. They want a high committee to revive the economy. For the record, India already has a monetary policy committee of the RBI, the planning commission in the past, and now Niti Aayog, the finance ministry, besides industry bodies like FICCI. So what will a new committee do? They want to waive off student loans, the DMK. It's a clear pitch for first-time voters. But if every party promises and then waives loans, who is going to look after India's banks, we ask? The DMK has spoken about reviving the Setu Samudram project, but no details. It has commercial benefits, ecological pitfalls, and it appeals to the majority vote. Besides, the DMK wants reservation in the private sector, an attempt to woo voters again. The thing that stands out in a politically charged atmosphere is this: the promise to release the 7 convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. It is a cheap attempt by both the parties to play to rising Tamil nationalism. First, there are legal issues around it. 2, successive governments have passed ordinances in state assemblies on this. The Supreme Court in 2015 said it cannot release these convicts without the centre's consent, and the centre has refused, saying it's a matter of the assassination of a former prime minister. The convicts have been in jail for 27 years now. So here's what we think about these 2 manifestos. They speak about social justice, about the upliftment of Tamils, but they lack vision. There is no clarity on how these promises will be delivered. Almost no plans to tackle real problems like lack of jobs or agricultural distress. Let's shift our focus to Uttar Pradesh, where the Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is campaigning on Modi's turf. It's the second day of her boat ride from Prayagraj to Varanasi. The Congress has high hopes from this Ganga Yatra. It hopes for an inflow of votes. Priyanka Gandhi is not disappointing them.
जमीन पे आकर जरा देखें कि क्या स्थिति है। ये रिपोर्ट कार्ड, प्रचार, ये लगता बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन जमीन पे कुछ नहीं है। मैं रोज लोगों से मिल रही हूँ, रोज मुझे यही पता चल रहा है कि चाहे किसान हो, नौजवान हो, स्टूडेंट हो, शिक्षा मित्र हो, आंगनवाड़ी, आशा बहू, सब प्रताड़ित हैं। सब प्रताड़ित हैं, उनको कुछ नहीं मिला। कहीं कहीं ऐलान हुआ है कि 17,000 की आपको वेतन मिलेगा, और आज तक नहीं मिला है। 2 सालों से 8,000 पे चल रहे हैं। तो जो प्रचार करते हैं और जो होता है उसमें बहुत फर्क है। और जहाँ तक इनकी ये 70 साल वाली रट है, इस रट की भी एक्सपायरी डेट है। 5 साल से आप सरकार में रहे हैं, 5 सालों में आपने क्या किया?
So what is the plan behind this campaign? It's a two-pronged strategy. The focus is on two major vote banks, the upper castes and the Dalits. Both groups voted for the BJP in the last election, but this was also the Congress's original vote bank, remember. Before the rise of caste-based parties like the SP and the BSP, the Congress had a firm hold on these votes. Upper castes and Dalits made the Congress's core vote bank in the times of Nehru and Indira Gandhi. But all that changed in 1989. This was mainly due to the rise of VP Singh. The issue of reservation rose to the mainstream in 1990 and Congress lost its vote bank. The upper caste votes account for 16% of UP's voting population. The campaign pit stops are designed to attract these votes, especially the Brahmins. That's 8% of votes in Uttar Pradesh. To attract these, Priyanka Gandhi is on a temple run. On day 2, we saw a second visit. She also went to a dargah today. And there's something else that we must note here. Her companion on this yatra, Dalit leader Savitri Bai Phule. No coincidence there. The highest number of votes from Uttar Pradesh, 34% to be exact, belong to the backward castes, hence the Dalit leader. Priyanka Gandhi's pitch is clear. The attempt is a bold one. It not only challenges the SP-BSP combined, it also sends a message to the BJP. Remember, the Prime Minister of India was elected to the Lok Sabha from Varanasi, and that's where Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has begun her work. On Know Your Candidate today, we feature Kani Mori, a woman who wears many hats: politician, journalist, poetess, and now a first-time Lok Sabha candidate. M. Kani Mori will contest from Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu, officially known as Thuthukudi. I hope I've got that right. She's the daughter of the late DMK Supremo M. Karunanidhi. She's also the half-sister of DMK President M.K. Stalin. So far, Kani Mori has been an MP from the Rajya Sabha, and this is her report card. Muthuvel Karunanidhi Kani Mori, that's her full name. She's 51 years old. This is her second term as Rajya Sabha MP. What's her attendance? 57% in this term. That's 21% less than the national average of 78. What's her participation like? Kani Mori took part in 141 debates, strikingly above the national average of 108. She raised 614 questions. The national average is 559. She introduced 3 private member bills, 2 of which are constitutional amendments. She has raised issues ranging from bonded labor, farmers, women and children, to textile, railways and commerce. Kani Mori is seen as a father's literary heir. She's the chief of the DMK's wing of art, literature and rationalism. But what about claiming his political legacy? She rose to prominence on the wrong note, the 2G scam. She was acquitted in December 2017, but the shadow of the scam still haunts her. So what are her chances now? Can Kani Mori win Tuticorin? The district has a sizable presence of the Nadar community. Kani Mori's mother belonged to this community. The voters see her as one of their own. So she has an edge over the DMK there, but the BJP too has fielded another. BJP state president Tamil Sai Soundararajan is also from this community and contesting from the same constituency. What queers the pitch further is the political vacuum in Tamil Nadu. Both the Dravidian parties will contest for the first time without their tallest leaders, Karunanidhi and J. Jayalalitha. Kani Mori will be hoping to use her father's legacy as her electoral springboard. Experts say that the 2019 general election will be the most expensive in India. Do you know who will fund it? Where is all this money coming from? What are the rules? Let's take these questions one by one. Can you believe that corporations, even some owned by foreign entities, can fund political parties anonymously? Yes, anonymously. That's the level of transparency in political funding in India. Business can bankroll political parties through instruments called electoral bonds. In fact, the NDA brought in new rules recently, rules which make it easier for anonymous donors to support parties. Where do you get these electoral bonds? Anyone can buy an electoral bond at the State Bank of India. The bonds come for anywhere between 1,000 rupees to 1 crore rupees, and more importantly, these bonds do not bear the name of the donor. Plus, they are exempted from tax. So why was this rule introduced? When it was done, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that this will improve transparency. How so? Because political parties will have to disclose what they received. The success of that is debatable. In the last year alone, electoral bonds worth 10.6 billion rupees have been bought. Now that we've established how anyone can fund the parties, let's look at who gets how much. According to a report of the Association of Democratic Reforms, in the last financial year, FY 2018, the ruling BJP received 80% of the total income of the national parties. In the same period, electoral bonds worth 222 crore rupees had been purchased. Again, more than 94% of these bonds went to the BJP alone. That's a little over 210 crore rupees. And if you think this is huge, think again. These figures are only for the first phase of the issuance of bonds. There are only up to March 2018. The final figures will only reflect in the next audit, the FY19 audit report of political parties. Now, the BJP has also raised 167 crore rupees from electoral trusts last year. 144 crores from just one lender, that is Prudent Electoral Trust. Between 2004 and 2014, election spending rose drastically in India. From just 1,483 crore rupees in 2009, it jumped to nearly 4,000 crore rupees in 2014, and the figure is only going to go up from here, some estimates pegging it to 6,000 crore rupees. Clearly, the BJP tops the list in political parties with donations, but is this wrong? What does the rule book say? What does the Election Commission of India say? First, the Commission wants a cap on political funding. It says unchecked, unaccounted money is a major threat to democracy. And that's not all. The Election Commission has also tried to cut candidate expenditure limits. That's the cash that can be spent by a candidate. This year, the limit of expenditure for each candidate has been set at 70 lakh rupees. But what about political parties? Is there a limit to what parties can spend? Not yet. How is it done in other countries, you may ask? India's rules are loose on this front. For instance, in the UK, companies can make donations to political parties. In the oldest democracy, the US, unlimited funding takes place through political action committees. They're called super PACs. But even there, the name of the donor is disclosed. So why do Indian parties allow this? Why hasn't any party in India objected? Because it suits them all. When the rules were amended in 2017, the opposition did not protest, not a word. They kick up a storm about other issues, no such reaction on political funding. Who doesn't need money? An opaque instrument like electoral bond does not exist anywhere else in the world. It facilitates the flow of money through invisible channels. Parties can easily be the source of unaccounted money. They can also serve the interests of their donors. But if the donors are not known, there is frankly nothing that can be done. In a recent interaction, Rahul Gandhi, the Congress president, said that he would only bring political parties under the RTI when other arms of the state are brought in. Other arms as in the judiciary, the executive and the media. A classic case of whataboutery there. Now, Rahul Gandhi or anyone can highlight the lack of transparency in political funding, but none of them does it. It is just a political pitch to blame others. The cloud of opaqueness helps them. All the political parties, besides money, helps win elections. We're wrapping up with that. Do share your thoughts with us. Do write to us about the issues you want covered. Tweet with the hashtag India Election Watch. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thanks for watching.